Hello, welcome everybody. This is the 16th World Wushu Championships show on YouTube, and this is episode 3. I have a very special guest, Mia Tian from the USA Wushu team, a team member. Yeah, Mia is the defending World Games champion, right? In Daoshu and Gunshu. Quite an accomplishment. That is awesome. At the 15th World Wushu Championships, she was 4th in staff and 3rd in broadsword. Is that correct, Mia?
I didn't know I got 4th in staff, but yeah, I
Yeah,
got 3rd in broadsword.
nice. And I'm just putting out all the numbers. I think 10th in Changchun too, because we'll be talking about the 16th World Wushu Championships coming up. Mia, thanks for coming on the show. Is there anything you want to say to introduce yourself to the world?
Sure. Hi, I'm Mia. I've been practicing Wushu since I was 5. I'm from Maryland. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, we're going to get to all these questions now. I have a bunch of questions. The first questions are like get to know Mia. Second group of questions is very Wushu specific questions. And then third group of questions is around the 16th World Wushu Championships and her thoughts there. And then random questions from the audience too.
Sounds good.
All right. So Mia, when did you start Wushu? When did you say?
Yeah, so I started when I was 5 and I'm 20 now, so that's 15 years.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How much training was that? Is it daily, 2 times a week? What is that?
Yeah, so I mean, growing up, I think it was 3 to 6 times a week. I mean, I know that's a large range, but um I mean, obviously when I was very young, it wasn't when I was 5 years old, I was not spending hours in the gym every day, but in high school I would say like yeah, like 4 to 5 times a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Definitely
intense.
less now, unfortunately, because I'm in college and I don't really have a lot of the facilities to be practicing Wushu a bunch, but
Got it. Yeah, we'll get into all that. Where do you train? Which what is your Wushu school?
yeah, okay. So I grew up training at Ome Wushu Kungfu Center in North Virginia. Um yeah, and I trained there until 2020, which is when I went to college, and then I've been training by myself since.
Okay. Do you go back there during the summer or anything?
I mean, yeah, I do, but I'm just not in town very often because
Got
I'm
it.
either in school or I like do internships, and when I do internships, I don't do them in Maryland.
Okay.
So I'm not around very much.
All right. Now's a good time. Where do you go to school? So we know geography. Like, how come you can't go back to your school and stuff? How far is it?
Okay, I go to school at MIT, which is in Boston, so that is an 8-hour drive away from where I live. Um, yeah, and I'm currently interning in LA, which is a long way from
Wow.
DC. So, yeah.
Wow, you are just amazing. Like World Games champion, MIT school. What are you focusing on at school?
I study aerospace engineering.
Okay. What's your career aspirations?
Uh, yeah, so I mean it's up in the air, but I believe I want to do some type of engineering in the space sector. Yeah.
Nice. Is SpaceX in the works for that with
Oh,
Elon?
it's in the picture.
Okay. Awesome. You see yourself going to space someday? Or not that kind of space?
Nah, well, I see if I go to space, I can't practice Wushu.
Yeah.
But I'm super down to send people to space.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Let's get into some Wushu specific questions. All right. Has it always been staff and broadsword for you?
Oh, so I did uh straight sword spear up until I was 12, 13.
Mhm.
Yeah, I that's just what I started as because I think I saw I don't know. I just saw a lot of other women do straight sword and spear, and they look so beautiful and feminine doing it. And I was like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. And then I did that through C group, and then I started doing B group. And then I was like, there's something wrong. I'm just not very good at this.
Oh,
And
okay.
then, yeah, my Shifu suggested switching to broadsword staff, and that was such a good move.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you believe in do you believe in like body type stuff? Like if you're, I don't know, super tall, you should do straight sword. If you're not so tall, you should do broadsword staff, that kind of stuff. Or you feel like it's more like what you like.
Uh, I think I think it's more of like what you like, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like body type, but you're what you're like physically more like what your body is more advantageous to doing.
Okay.
So like I'm just not very flowy, you know? I'm
Mm,
not just not very good at the like making moves like very pretty.
yeah,
But I am very explosive, so that's very good for broadsword staff, and also very good for straight sword and spear. However, I just miss the looking like flowy and nice. So
for
yeah,
sure. I know where you're coming from. That's hard for me too.
it's
Like,
difficult.
and all the extra movements with the hands and the hips and all that, the
Oh my
circular
gosh.
movements, right?
No, I
Yeah,
totally agree. Yeah.
yeah. But it's always been Changchen, like long fist. Did you ever dabble in Nanchen or anything?
Oh, I learned some. I mean, because like Lucy, my sister Lucy
Yeah.
does Nantuan, Nandan and I mean, she taught me some, but I mean, I just never fully got like super into it.
Mhm.
But I mean, I think if I had time, I would dabble in it more.
Ah, that's another great topic. So your siblings, does it feel wrong to like compete in the same events if you're both trying to be like the best, the gold medalists in your events? I always wonder that with cousins or siblings.
I mean, yeah, I guess before my sister started doing Nantuan Nandao Nangwen, she did, yeah, broadsword staff, but those like we were so young back then because she switched like really early. She was like 10 or 11 when she started
Yeah.
doing the southern styles. Uh oh yeah, I mean she still dabbles in broadsword. You know what? Because she's really flexible. That's
Hmm.
a little known fact about her, and uh and like that like plays into I mean Changtuan for sure.
Yeah.
Um I don't know. If she beats me, she beats me.
Yeah.
Like I'm happy for her.
Sounds good. Yeah. How do you approach and train Nandu or the jumping, the difficulty, all that stuff?
Yeah. So, okay, I think a big thing to emphasize is you need to be training on like carpeted floor and not just like, a carpet over like a wooden tile or whatever, or wooden or tile. You've got to be training on like nice bouncy floor, and that's really hard to find. Like I really took for granted my old kung fu center,
Mhm.
um, because you really can't be training Nandu on like concrete or turf or
Yeah.
stuff like that. Um, so that's one big thing. And then I also think another is building up the leg strength to be able to kind of get height.
Mhm.
And also I think what's underrated is like building up your core strength. Because a lot of your Nandu kind of requires you to like stay compact and like pulled together,
Mhm.
and your core ab muscles would really help with that.
So are you talking about weights or are you talking about like horse stance holding or V ups?
Um, I'm a big proponent of like squat jumps.
Squat jumps.
They're really painful. But yeah, I lift sometimes, not too
Mhm.
much, because I mean you're only lifting yourself when you do wushu,
Yeah.
right? And I'm a little scared of bulking too much because then you like gain weight and then it's harder to jump.
Mm,
Um, I mean lifting does help though, for sure.
for sure. That's amazing. So you were talking about the flooring. Is a gymnastics place too much spring?
Wow. that this is controversial for sure.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Um, so I actually think with kind of like the new competition floors or carpets that we have, like a gymnastics floor is very similar to that, just
Mhm.
because the new carpets that we have are like, I don't know, they're like elevated. So
Yeah.
you actually do get a lot of spring. And sometimes when I transition from like I mean, Ome, where I trained at, to the competition floor, I'd be like, "Oh my god, why am I jumping so high?"
Yeah.
So I actually think a gymnastics floor is pretty accurate. The one
Nice.
thing to be considerate of is like the gymnastics floors are like very soft. In some ways, that's like very dangerous if you land wrong.
Mhm. I've watched your routines. I don't know if you elect for a 540. Do you do 540s or all 360s?
I so I've never put a 540 in my form.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know you're competitive, so no need to give trade secrets for the upcoming tournament. Yeah. But do you feel like 540 is needed? Or it's like maybe not?
I think kind of to have, like, a competitive edge, you wanna have, um, like, I don't know what the right word is, like, unique Nandu.
Mhm.
I mean, whether that be 540s or like, what I added that I thought would be unique is I do a jump outside kick into a
Splits.
split,
Yeah.
and, um I mean, something like that, I think just adds more because a lot of people can do, your jump for kick sitting stance, your jump outside kick core stance, but adding something kind of unique is always helpful.
That's awesome. Do you want me to take this out or that's a great tip. I don't know if you want everyone to know that.
No, I think it's good.
It's okay?
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, I don't care. People can copy my form, so
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.
I
That's great. That's gonna help so many people coming up because it seems like it's the same thing all the time. 540
yeah,
horse stance with the jump front slap aerial and the tornado kick. Yeah, it seems
yeah.
to. I love how you start out with the outside into a splits.
Thank
It's
you.
awesome. Can we talk about your progression over your career from the elementary routines to the compulsory routines to I don't know if you did third compulsory too, and then optional? Do you have a recommendation on what athletes should do?
So, is it now that they have a choice between third compulsory and optional? What is I
Oh,
don't know.
in group A. Um,
Yeah.
it seems like they don't have a choice anymore, but
So they have to do third compulsory?
that's what it looks like from the last junior championships. But
Got it. Yeah, that's what I noticed too. Because I did optional in my, A group, and
yeah.
I think they did change up those rules.
Yeah, but do you
Uh,
think the elementary routines were very important for you?
I think I would say so because, um, I mean, they're actually, I think, created, like, very creatively. Like, they don't feel that way when you're practicing them because you
Mhm.
practice it, like, for years and years and whatever, but I mean, some of those moves are, like, very cool and very interesting, and the way they're connected to each other is very, like, different and unique. So I do think there's a lot of value in practicing them. Um, However, I do feel like sometimes, we're practicing the same form over and over again for, like, years, and that's not very beneficial because it does get boring.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think in general, I think practicing third compulsory is or just compulsory is great.
Okay. So yeah, did you learn the third compulsories too, or just went straight to optional?
Okay, I also was, like I was growing up when they went from second compulsory to third compulsory, I
Oh
think.
yeah.
Uh, so I think I learned them all, but I competed in only optional.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah.
Makes sense. But the first generation compulsories, do you feel like those are super important for your development?
Is that the B group forms?
Yeah, the B group. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I do actually. I think they're very cool. I think the broadsword form is so fun, and I think
Yeah.
I it could be controversial opinion, but I think that broadsword form kind of made me fall in love with broadsword.
Did it?
Yeah, there's a
Nice.
lot of, like, nuance to it, it's not as, just like straight cut or like it's not fast all the time. There's like slow moves that you can add your own flavor. It's very cool.
Love that. Yeah. The spinning there before the butterfly. So
Oh,
cool.
that's so difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you approach optional routines? Do you watch a lot of videos of people? What's your thought process?
Yeah, I do for sure. Yeah, I watch a lot of videos and um I mean, okay, someone once said nothing is original.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but I consume a lot of videos to kind of come up with my own forms. And I I mean, I definitely derive a lot of inspiration from a lot of Chinese Wushu athletes, but also like other athletes worldwide.
Mhm. Are you watching super old school stuff or are you watching more contemporary, like athletes today?
Oh yeah, I mean both, but I think mostly contemporary in the last 10 years.
Mhm.
'Cause I don't the forms from like, 20, 30 years ago, they're different. They're very cool. And I have actually stolen moves from forms from like
Yeah,
30 years ago. But the way they flow is just different from contemporary wushu now.
definitely. How does someone reach your level? Such a modest question, but like, what does it take to reach Mia's level?
Um, I think I mean, I rely on a lot of basics training.
Mhm.
Like I mean, again, I've been practicing for 15 years. So, um, like once you I think a lot of people that like start recently kind of try to like get into like the cool, jumps and the cool moves,
Mhm.
but I think having really good basics is fundamental to being a good wushu athlete. Also, yeah, when I practice basics, is I think I'm very good at being explosive, and the way you practice that during basics is like you just try to be as fast as powerful. Like you can't be I
Toasting.
don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah. Yeah.
for sure. Like on the stretch kicks, right? Like you're trying to go super up and down powerful, like you would do
Yeah.
your routine.
As you would do your routine while maintaining, you know, your legs have to be straight, your arms have to be right angles, everything like that. It's
Mhm.
difficult.
Let's say you're going to train tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't know. How much time do you have usually? 2 hours, an hour,
Uh, it depends, but we can say like I usually do like 90 minutes is
90
a
minutes. Okay.
yeah.
Can you talk me through the 90 minutes?
Yeah,
Like,
for
and we
sure.
want specifics. Like, how much are you stretching? Basics, forms, running through a form.
Yeah. So, okay, it definitely depends on I have specific days when I want to work on specific things,
Mm,
especially closer to competition. Um, like I start just really hammering out those forms. But I think right where we are right now, we're like 4 months out. Yeah, it's July. Yeah,
yeah.
4 months out. I'm definitely still hitting basics. So I usually start with I warm up for a long time, let me tell you. The body is getting I mean, I am not how I was when I was 16. Like it's
Yeah.
it's getting difficult. Um, so I start by doing something to get warmed up, whether that be I mean, the boring thing to do is run. But I also warm up by just like walking through my form or I like dance a little bit sometimes.
Nice.
Yeah, anything to like get warm and moving. Sometimes I train in a gymnastics gym, so I like jump on the trampoline a little just to get my heart rate up.
Yeah.
Um, and then I spend a lot of time stretching. I spend like 15, 20 minutes.
Nice.
Yeah, as I'm saying, the body is getting old. Um, yeah, I stretch. It's important to not like neglect your upper body when you stretch. I might be where I train, but I think we did a lot of like leg stretching.
Mhm.
But yeah, a lot of make sure your shoulders are all warmed up and everything.
Nice. So we're
Yeah.
30 minutes in stretching and warm up, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
30
No,
minutes
that
in.
seems normal for especially older athletes. Yeah.
It's a tough one. I used to
Yeah.
just get into it, but not anymore.
That's when we get hurt and stuff. We
Oh,
don't.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and then nowadays I would choose a style. Like I stick with one style per day. So I mean, if I chose long fist, I would run basics with those. I usually start with some arm wheels to get the shoulders moving.
Mhm.
Um, run through all the kicks. There's like so many of them.
Yeah.
And then I do some of the like short combos. Or okay, first I do some back sweeps and some scales.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, and then I run through some short combos, just like, slap kick and arm wheel, a hammer fist, things like that.
Mia, what's a scale? Sorry.
Oh,
We all do
yeah.
wushu, but sometimes our language is different.
No,
Yeah.
you're so right. It's
Yeah.
a balance.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So whether that be the one with like the kote ping pong, the
Uh-huh.
leg stuck in your other leg, or like your leg up there.
Yeah. Do you do the balance that's in your routines mostly? Like
Yeah.
you're not gonna do the first compulsory balance.
I actually might switch to the first compulsory balance.
Okay. That's a
Yeah,
cool one though. Yeah.
it is a cool one. And
Yeah.
yeah, it's because my like right ankle has some problems.
Okay.
So it's just like unreliable sometimes.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. So you're running through basics. You got some combos.
Yeah.
Are we 30 minute? We have 30 minutes left now?
We're probably I try to speed run those, and the thing is I kind of like use that as a way to like develop fitness.
Mhm.
Like you just go back and forth. And I'm probably like that probably took 20-25 minutes.
Got
So
it.
or like 50-55 minutes in.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yep.
then
Yeah.
so I usually have to pick either doing a lot of jumps or a lot of forms. Because if I do too many jumps, like my knees hurt, my ankles hurt, there's
Hmm.
like shocks going along my shins.
Yeah.
So, I mean, ideally I do it all, but either I do like a few jumps just to get warmed up and go straight to forms, or kind of spend a lot of time dedicated to jumps and or like trying to get new jumps.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Cool.
that would take like I mean the jumps running them all would take like I think if I weren't working on a jump, it would take like 10-15 minutes. And then if
Hmm.
I'm really working on something, that in itself could take another 15-20 minutes.
Got it.
Yeah.
Are you doing the jumps that's in your routines or you're doing them individually
I
or both?
have to well, I do them individually first before
Hmm.
I do it in the routine.
Okay. Like are you doing an aerial by itself or you're gonna do jump front slap kick into aerial like right away?
Oh, no, I had to do an aerial first. I
Yeah.
can't just jump into that. Yeah.
Yeah. So hard.
The jump at aerial would get you.
Yeah, that's so hard. Yep.
Yeah.
Sounds good. And then you're finishing it out with a full routine set or and what are you doing now?
I mean, these days, no. I'm
Yeah,
practicing like sections at most. I kind
sections.
of
Got
like
it.
build up to like I'm not really practicing like two sections at a time right now. I'm
Mhm.
also still in like form development.
Yeah.
Like I'm still making my form. So I'm not practicing uh like that too much, but my thing is if I did all those jumps, I wouldn't really practice my form. I would just walk through it.
Yeah.
However, if I were choosing to practice my forms, I would run through sections, and usually I always have a section or two that I just really need to work on. So I would, run the section, I would videotape it because I train by myself, and then I have to
Yeah.
watch it over and then implement changes and then do it again, videotape it. Bit of a tedious process.
It's really great though. Is it a automatic tracker that you have recording you or is it in the corner or in the front?
I mean, it's my phone.
Yeah.
I've learned that I actually need to record from many different views
Mm,
because sometimes if you record from the front, you're missing like if you're misaligned,
yeah.
as I learned.
Got it.
Yeah,
Okay. Thanks for walking us through that. That's so helpful.
for sure.
Um, There's a question here about the the group B forms on staff. There's the butterfly, and then you have the staff underneath you. I don't know if you still do that in your routines.
I still do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah.
Um, I think the temptation is like the staff might hit you in the leg, and then you start doing butterflies like super vertical, where you want it pretty flat and the staff's flat. Do you have any tips on
Yeah,
this
so
move?
I mean, funny and or terrible story, this move scared me so much when I was younger, right? Because I mean, obviously I was a shorter person, so I wasn't getting off the ground as much, and I was very scared that I was gonna hit myself or the floor, and I wasn't very good at staff back then. This was right when I transitioned from spear to staff.
Yeah,
Um, this move scared me so much. I think I cried about it, but it's, it's over.
yeah.
So I totally understand. It's such a valid concern, but um, I think we start off practicing like holding the staff with both hands.
Mhm.
I'd assume that whoever asked the question is probably already doing that. And then really the only movement you're doing with your hands with the staff when you're doing butterfly is just like a simple like rotation,
Mhm.
which is actually very easy. It's just that you never really do it when you're doing a butterfly, like you haven't practiced that. But if you think about it, um like it's very doable and you just have to practice it.
Is the staff at like chest level for you, or is it like spinning by your feet, like low by the ground?
I'm like holding it at chest level, and
Yeah,
then uh it's I guess it's like spinning near the ground.
yeah.
Yeah. Let me think.
I know
Yeah.
these moves are like years later. It's like kind of natural for us. Like it's easier, but when you first started, it's like hard for the
Oh,
kids.
it was the most difficult thing.
Yeah.
Like it really was. And I think it's really just you can't like be afraid of practicing it. Because I like you don't get too far off the ground on a butterfly, so the most you're gonna do is like get a little tangled.
Yeah.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. Okay. I'll share that with her. Do you have any tips on flexibility?
Yeah, I guess just stretch every day and make sure you're warmed up when you stretch.
Mhm.
I think these days if I actually stretch too hard, I get less flexible. Uh, so I think just warming up before you stretch and then kind of easing into it. I think someone once taught me if you're stretching, you're like doing a split, you can like try to contract your muscles, hold it for a little bit, and then relax,
Mhm.
and then you'll like dip a little lower. And then kind of that process, like if you repeat it over and over, you'll get more flexible. It's kind of painful, but
Yeah.
it works.
Awesome. So, Mia, congratulations on making it on the USA team to
Thank you.
represent the USA at the 16th World Wushu Championships in Texas coming up in November. It's awesome. How are you feeling about it?
Oh, I'm so excited. I
Yeah.
love uh like World Wushu competitions in general, like just meeting new athletes, meeting old athletes. It's amazing. I'm so excited. I love competing.
Is it a little bit extra pressure being an American athlete and represent USA on USA soil? Is it?
100% it is. Um, and I think my prior competitions, I was definitely younger and or like it didn't have a lot of expectations. But unfortunately now I think some people have certain expectations for me.
Does that pressure you, or you're okay, like more free spirit, whatever happens, happens, or you're like, it's gold or bust type thing?
Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it would be nice, obviously, to medal, but I mean, I'm not too pressed about it, I think, especially because I do wushu for fun and it's just I don't know, I just can't be too pressed about it.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, how do you feel about that? Like, you're such a top international athlete. You're winning golds and stuff in international competition, but you still consider yourself like recreational. It's not like professional, 5, 6 hours a day, every day. That's your
Yeah.
job. Do you consider yourself recreational? Like, or how do you see yourself?
I mean, definitely recreational. I think most people who practice a sport don't get paid for it, obviously. Like, very few athletes are professional athletes in Wushu. Um, and yeah, I mean, if I didn't find the sport fun, I wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
And especially with kind of the other obligations I have, like, it really like if I didn't find the sport fun, I would not do it. But it's so much fun. I love Wushu.
Okay. What do you love about it so much?
It's just so it's so beautiful and so fierce. It's truly a full body workout. Um, and I mean, I think people are sleeping on it. It's so fun to watch. Like, and it's so fun to practice too. Um, yeah, I just love the way it looks. And we have I mean, I didn't like think about this before, but someone once said, like someone I met recently, like saw me do wushu, and they were like, "Mia, you look so drippy." And I was like, "Oh, that is actually certainly a part of it." Like it's kind of looking really nice, really fierce, and I mean, yeah, there's just it's a lot.
Okay. So what is it gonna take to get gold at the 16th World Wushu Championships for you? From your point of view, what's it gonna take?
Oh, it's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take, a really creatively made form, me and my peak physical condition, cool jumps, cool nandu. Yeah, it's gonna
Yeah.
take a lot.
Is your mentality like everyone, like the top athletes are all gonna hit their full score on their non-due? So that has to be a given. And then it's gonna have to come from your flavor and everything else.
Um, well, I think the reality is there's no way that everyone's gonna hit all of their nandu.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's hard. I think if you're not kind of a lot of people take risks and it works out for a lot of people, and sometimes it doesn't.
Mhm.
But you can't bank on, people messing up. Because I think the flavor of wushu, like the rhythm and your own style is like a big part of what makes wushu so great. You kind of have to develop that.
We got Mia Tian in the house. This is awesome. We got the random questions now, the fun ones.
Oh dear.
Rapid fire. If there's something you don't want to answer, just say pass. It's all good.
Okay,
Because I think these are from your teammates too.
I think they are.
But yeah. Quickly, scariest moment in Wushu.
Oh, uh, yeah, at the World Games, I did a jumper kick aerial with my staff, and my arm got like I opened up too much after my jumper kick. My arm got stuck behind my staff, and then I couldn't like jump, so I just like went head straight into the ground. But I actually made the aerial. I don't know how, but I
Mm,
was very scared because I thought I was just gonna head hit the floor. Um, I made the aerial and like stumbled afterwards, but I
yeah.
thought I was going to die.
Oh, scary.
Very scary.
I don't know how people do aerial with the spear.
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or butterfly twist with a spear. It's like some things I won't. That's probably no go for me. Stuff like
Oh,
that. Yeah.
me too. The butterfly twist will not be occurring.
Yeah. Do you want to answer this most embarrassing wushu moment?
Oh, I was actually thinking about this. I don't know if I like have one off the top of my head, but like I mean I broke my staff mid-routine at the World Junior Wushu Championships
Okay.
5 years ago, and that was embarrassing.
I feel like that's cool. Like you're so strong. Yeah.
Well, I it only a bit of it broke off. I think
Okay.
it was yeah.
Yeah. But you kept going?
I kept going.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah,
Favorite food?
pasta.
Nice. Are we talking about spaghetti here or fettuccine Alfredo?
I love good fettuccine alfredo. No, I love like old types for real. Like I love pesto. I love just red sauce, vodka
Okay.
sauce, all of that.
Nice. Favorite dessert?
Pie.
Okay. What kind of pie? So good.
Oh, like I love them all, but I don't. No, I love them all. I love apple, pecan,
Okay.
peach.
Nice. Favorite wushu movie or TV show?
Ooh, so I watched a lot of like Jet Li growing up, but
Yeah.
these were like Chinese movies. Uh, And I don't even know the title of them. They're
Yeah.
Chinese. I don't even
Okay.
know. Yeah.
Nice. Favorite wushu routine?
Oh, like someone's routine or my own?
I don't know. Pretty open-ended.
Uh, yeah, I don't know, but they've been changing like the Nandu requirements in China, and
Mhm.
some of the routines I've been seeing are like really cool and innovative. People
Nice.
should go check them out.
Okay. Which weapon or is it Chongchen or what is it?
Okay, I'll say I watched Li Jianming
Okay.
doing, I mean, probably Southern, I'd imagine, and it was I don't know, it was like Nandu. He did like a, I can't even. You just have to go watch it. It was
Okay.
crazy.
Sounds good. Do you do traditional routines?
No, but I wish I did.
Oh, interesting. Feels like a lot of people think that you need some traditional routines to give flavor in your Changchen or something, but maybe that's not correct. Like you didn't grow up doing Chachen or animal routines or anything?
I mean, like I was taught a little bit of like
Mhm.
I did some of the like animal forms, did a little bit of like monkey,
Yeah.
a little bit of mantis, but it was never a big thing in at Ome, so I never really picked it up.
Okay.
Um, but if I have time, I would love to.
Yeah. Which one are you thinking?
Oh, um, hmm. Oh, drunken looks so fun.
Yeah.
Um, I think double sword is really cool.
Okay.
My left hand's not very competent, but it
Yeah.
could get better.
Do you see yourself teaching wushu in the future?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Nice. I think that's everything. Is there any last advice you have for everybody watching or listening to this?
I don't know. Train hard.
Yeah.
Live, laugh, wushu.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mia, for doing this. Appreciate you coming on. I know you're super busy. And yeah, we're cheering you on. Yeah, Jayo, do the best you can. You're doing so awesome, both
Thank you, Roger.
academically and sports wise. Is it true you do two sports?
Oh, I play varsity soccer at
Like,
MIT, yeah.
wow. Okay, so she's a full-time like college athlete and a like wushu champion and trains for both.
The
Yeah.
fitness transfers well, I think. Like
Yeah.
you don't have to do because I have such like I think strong basics that kind of just staying fit, like playing soccer does help with
Mhm.
wushu at the end of the day. Yeah.
Awesome. How's MIT? Is it hard?
Oh, it is for sure, but it's I mean it's as hard as you make it. Or you
Yeah.
can choose to take easier classes and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah. Do you think wushu helped you to get in there?
Yeah, character development for sure, and um, yeah, a lot of character development actually.
Uh-huh. Has that always been the plan to go there to that
I
college?
I wasn't so sure,
Yeah.
'cause I mean, there was a lot of things I was interested in high school, right?
Yeah.
But I was always like really good at physics,
Mhm.
and that definitely helped me get in. And then, yeah, once I got in, I was like, well, yeah, I should do engineering if I'm going to MIT.
Yeah. All right, Mia. I think that sounds good. We're gonna go on Instagram for a little bit. And yeah,
Sounds perfect.
first time talking to you, but I'll see you in Texas, hopefully.
Oh yeah, I'll
Yeah,
be
and
there.
I'll say hi if you're not too focused, but sometime after or
No, say
before.
hi for sure. Say hi
Okay.
for sure.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. This is the 16th World Wushu Championship show, and we just had Mia Tian here from the USA Wushu team, a team member. And good luck in all your events.
Thank
All
you.
right. Bye,
Thanks for
everyone.
watching.